So if you're not a multimillionaire, and we're
Mm-hmm.
talking with Wanda James, CEO of Simply Pure Dispensary, which is in Colorado. She's the first African American to own a dispensary. What does that mean, first of all?
What does that mean?
What is a dispensary? But break it down.
So a dispensary, if you were to come into my shop, what you would walk through, first off, it's gorgeous and beautiful. It's my little happy place, but there's nobody there that has, guns on their hips and things like that. I like to take the Tiffany approach. If you walk into Tiffany's, nobody has a gun on their hips, or at least none that you can see. And, you feel safe and you're enjoying the atmosphere. But if you think you're going to run out of there with a handful of diamonds, you got another thing coming, right? So we like to take that approach. But when you walk into the store, we have 460 SKUs. So the first question is what do you enjoy? So if you're looking for chocolate, we have chocolates by a French Parisian trained chocolatier. That's one of the 5 top chocolatiers in the nation. We have...
That's infused with cannabis.
That's infused with cannabis. We have sodas. We have root beer. We have energy shots. We have vape pens. We have gummies. We have salve for your joints that will help you, not have pain. We have oil, that the cannabis oil that everybody is talking about, with a little bit of THC in it.
So how does that work? Because I'm nervous about, actually, because I have arthritis and my joints
Mm-hmm.
hurt, and especially with the weather changing. Yep. So I'll actually, New York just started selling the CBD oil
Yep.
to put on. So I'll use that because I'm not ingesting it. But if I ingest it, what's the difference?
So there's 2 things. So one, even some of the cannabis salves and oil also have some THC into them. So here's the secret about CBD. CBD works effectively with a little bit of THC. For whatever the reason is, our bodies need the THC to unlock the door, to let CBD get in there and do its work. So
if it doesn't have any THC in it, then it's not going to be effective. It's just a placebo?
I'm not going to say that, but it is much more effective if it has a little tab of THC in it. Now, just because you have a little bit of THC in it does not mean that you are going to get high at all. It just means that this is what's happening in your body to unlock that door.
It's like the curl activator for the Jerry curl. You got to have that activator juice to get
activate it up.
Right.
It works with your endocannabinoid system because the plant itself has an endocannabinoid system that it works flawlessly with. But rubbing it on your hands to stop the pain in your joints will not cause you to pop positive on a test or anything like that. You will not feel high. You will not be high. But it is amazing how it immediately stops the pain from joint pain and inflammation. And it's because CBD and THC works on the cellular level to reducing inflammation.
Even more so than turmeric, which is the new thing, right? So turmeric, anyway, I'm just trying to, okay, so you walk in to Simply Pure.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Tiffany's. You have all of these, you go, there's somebody behind the counter wearing a lab coat. I don't know. What they're proper, Natalie dressed.
They have on their outfits.
They look nice.
And we have budologists.
As in bud.
A budologist. They're highly trained, and they will be able to talk you through wherever it is that you want to feel. And if you say, look, I've got some joint pain, they're going to talk you through that. If you say, look, I'm in Denver this weekend because my girls are having a bachelorette party and here's what we want to do, they'll hook you up for that as well too. So we can walk you through whatever it is that you want to feel. And even when you're ingesting, people will come in and say, oh, I got high in 1982 and it made me paranoid. Well, we can suggest something that will not make you paranoid. It is amazing what we know about this plant these days and what we can do with it.
There are people that use synthetic marijuana that is ruining lives. I know somebody personally whose child is not right now. What do we say about that? And
do you know what? I'm sad that they call it synthetic marijuana because there's nothing marijuana about it or cannabis about it. From what I understand, it's potpourri or something weird or some kind of chemical mix. I'm not even sure what it is, but it has nothing to do with marijuana whatsoever. It doesn't smell like it, doesn't look like it, doesn't taste like it, doesn't act like it, and I'm not sure why it got that title.
Marketing is everything.
I could probably come up with why they got the title.
Right.
But no, it's so sad. And this is the other reason for legalization as well, too. We are pushing young people into doing things that are harmful when the actual plant itself would be perfectly fine. So I will be happy to see legalization happen and no more synthetic marijuana.
Age cutoff? We're talking
21.
with Wanda James. 21 like alcohol?
21 like alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah.
Even though kids who need it for ailments should...
So the children that are So every state you have to have a recommendation from a doctor if it's medicinal cannabis to be able to buy medicinally. In Colorado, for anybody under the age of 18, they have to have 2 doctor recommendations. So once you get that recommendation, your parents or you can actually get the oil. And we have children as young as 2 with epilepsy getting cannabis oil. So, their parents will obviously administer that to them under their tongue. And we've literally seen a child having a grand mal seizure. And if you ever see any human being having a grand mal seizure, it's horrific. And to see a child have it, it's horrific. We've seen them actually put 2 drops of cannabis oil under their tongue, and within 20 seconds, you see their whole body relax. I mean, we see it. We have seen it happen. And so I don't know why it happens. I'm not a doctor, and I don't know if doctors know exactly why it happens, but we know it works.
So Wanda James, the dispensary part of it. All right. So
Yeah.
it's basically a boutique or a store.
It's a store. So imagine a market.
Okay. So like Whole Foods or one of those
Yeah.
world markets, but
Yeah,
it's
not
a little
that big,
smaller.
but not that
Right.
big. Yeah,
Right.
but exactly.
Okay.
You would walk in, and we have all the different products sitting up there. And Gia wanted me to mention the fact that we have everything from vape pens to infused sex lube. I mean,
Right.
for
And that's
women.
important. I was talking to Al Harrington. We have one of our team members, Michelle Hope, is a sexologist,
Yeah.
and a lot of women who are going through menopause or
Yeah.
who had ovarian cancer, whatever, they're not lubricating, and
Yes.
so she's looking. She wants to do these kits
Yep.
to send to these monthly kits, these
Yep.
sex kits,
Yep.
and she wants that to be a part of it. So I was talking to Al about actually getting some oil for her so
Yep.
that we can market
And there's
that.
a science behind it. It increases blood flow, which helps with pleasure and with lubrication. It's safer. I mean, once again, this is all natural. Now, I'm not somebody that's running around thinking this is a miracle plant, like it's going to save the world from everything. But once again, it's a plant. And I'm sure there are probably billions of plants on the planet that probably do wonderful things. We just happen to know for the last 5,000 years that this
5,000.
one does some amazing things.
Yes, 5,000. And whether it's matcha or, as I just mentioned, turmeric, there's always
Mhm.
roots and plants
Exactly.
that becomes the magic
Exactly.
thing. But you're right. This has been around since
Yep.
biblical times. They
Yep.
even have it in
Yep.
there, if those of you. And again, I only don't take it because I don't also eat red meat. I also don't do high fructose corn syrup. There's just things I just don't do.
Yep.
But I'm totally for this. Getting back to the money.